alternative to sitting in my flat.
It's so fun because everything's open all the time. It's open late. It doesn't have to be so planned, and you can just see where the night takes you, and I like that.
Recently there's been a real big number of African students, and it's been just a joy to walk with them.
I spend a lot of time going out to the bars in Hamra at night over the weekends with some friends. Me and my roommates go and get a lot of food in the city.
Oh, the food. Oh my God, the food is amazing. Really, Lebanese people, clap, clap, clap for your food.
I even went vegan, and I'm having so much food to eat because the cuisine is just great.
I eat way too much here. I'm constantly eating all the time. I'm like always full, but I'll just keep eating because I love the food so much.
I really like the atmosphere here on campus. It's really amazing, but I also like the people.
I mean, Lebanese people are so friendly.
Very generous and friendly.
I really feel welcome.
Everyone's always telling me like, "Sala wa sala," you know.
They're really more open than I expected.
They want to help you here, you know.
The staff of OIP is really helpful.
Any doubt that I had, I just wrote an email and they answered back. It was really, really fast.
The first couple days we got here, it was really nice of them showing us around campus and orienting us around the neighborhood.
People always ask me that, especially from the States. They think that like Beirut in particular is a very dangerous city, and Lebanon is not somewhere where an American should go or be traveling, but I honestly feel safer here most of the time than I do, per se, walking around in Boston late at night.
What I've found being here is that as a student, I have pretty much the same safeties that I do at home.
100% I would recommend studying abroad at AUB, without a doubt.
There's everything, like there's so many things to do here in Beirut and in Lebanon.
Just do it. Like, leave your comfort zone, leave your bubble, and just try something new.
Every day there's something that makes me happy, something I smile about.
Definitely my second home already.
I would definitely come back.
This is a place I'm definitely gonna keep visiting. I mean, I feel like 7 years of my life spent here, I've left a piece of my heart in Lebanon.
Journey. There's a lot to think about. CVs, job, sleep, but there's one thing we shouldn't forget.
The Fingerprints Endowed Scholarship Fund, the only AUB scholarship for students by students. Donate $25 or more and you'll help fellow students enjoy the same AUB experience you are now wrapping up.
Every dollar students donate is matched by $2.5 from the USFC, a historic record, with an additional generous match from an AUB trustee. Every dollar you give will be multiplied in value even more, further boosting financial aid.
That's the power of a single dollar from you. This year's matching made history, and you can too. Every donor is honored on the AUB website and acknowledged in the annual contributors report.
Donating is easy. You can choose to contribute in cash or just sign up to deduct your gift from the $200 you get back when you complete your clearance. Be a Fingerprints donor.
Leave your mark on future AUB generations.
Supports Fingerprints.
AUB athletes support Fingerprints.
AUB Outdoors supports Fingerprints.
Biology students support Fingerprints.
Economics students support Fingerprints.
AUB engineers support Fingerprints.
AUB students support Fingerprints.
At AUB, we pride ourselves in being a university of quitters. We do everything in our power to get our community to quit and to push them to adopt this attitude beyond our gates as well. So, here's to our quitters.
What happens when you give the right tools to the right minds? When you encourage the most ambitious ideas, generally dismissed as too ambitious? This is a message from those who have made history to those who will make the future. This is from those unafraid to challenge the old ways to those inspired to break new ground. From the ones known to lead to those determined to show us the way. Tomorrow waits to see what wonders your passion, courage, and creative thinking will shape in our spaces. Today, we wait to welcome you. Here at AUB, we offer scholarships and financial aid to ensure top students from Lebanon and all around the world get the education they deserve. Because excellence should never go unrewarded. It should be pursued and recognized. We speak your language. We see your greatness. We know what you're made of. So join us and let's show the world what we can do.
We're here today at an ideation session, which is basically one large brainstorming exercise that aims to inspire and empower our youth and tomorrow's generation to come up.
Excellencies, honored guests, alumni, members of the faculty and staff, candidates for degrees, friends, President Fadlu Khouri, I declare that this 150th commencement of the American University of Beirut to be now assembled and in session for the purpose of the day.
Good evening. Excellencies, trustees, faculty, staff, students, friends and family, and especially the remarkable class of 2019. Welcome to your graduation. This is the moment when you join the illustrious ranks of the women and men who are proud to call themselves AUB alumni. You have earned that right through your hard work, your courage, your persistence in the face of challenge after challenge. Tonight, we celebrate as you take your places among a fellowship of AUB graduates who have transformed the world around us. But wait a second, I hear you thinking, what is so great about the world in 2019? What have foregoing generations here in the Middle East, or around the world for that matter, what have they done except fight futile wars, degrade Earth's ecosystem, or drive unimaginable inequality between those who are able to hoard wealth and power and those who have nothing? It would be a glib argument to say, imagine how much worse this world would be without the mitigating effect of AUB graduates, without the leaders that have emerged from this university, who share the enduring values that you all have learned of social responsibility, of fairness, of integrity, and of respect for peaceful dialogue. It's true that many indicators tell us that our world is becoming less healthy, less happy, less secure, and less viable. The question I put to you on this evening, class of 2019, is what are you going to do to make a difference and to make the world a better place? Nearly 50 years ago, the poet laureate W.S. Merwin wrote his poem, Good People, in response to the slaughters of the Vietnam War. Almost none of you were born then, but it is a short and a very sharp poem, and I'd like to read it to you because it remains relevant today. From the kindness of my parents, I suppose it was that I held, that belief about suffering, imagining that if only it could come to the attention of any person with normal feelings, certainly anyone literate who might have gone to college, they would comprehend pain when it went on before them and would do something about it. Whenever they saw it happen, in the time of pain, the present, they would try to stop the bleeding, for example, with their own hands. But it escapes their attention, or there may be reasons for it. The victims under the blankets, the meat counters, the maimed children, the animals, staring from the end of the world. In the time of pain, the present. Just as Merwin was describing the world in 1972, we're now living in a time of pain, the present. And heeding the warning of climate scientists, of specialists in water and food security, of historians of tyrannical and demagogical regimes, the pain of our present time may be nothing when compared to the unknown pains that lurk in our future or hide in our past. That is, if we do not take action now to change the course of our future stewardship of this planet and the life that it harbors. We cannot, and you will not, accept this state of affairs. We must all believe that there is something more that we can do than stand on the sidelines watching the victims under the blankets, the meat counters, the maimed children, the animals staring from the end of the world. In your years at AUB, you have learned that there's a purpose in life, that pivotal word in the AUB motto, which you see every time you walk through the main gate, that they may have life and have it more abundantly. Life is the key word. Another American literary giant, Ralph Waldo Emerson, got it mostly right when he said, "The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well." Our 4 honor ends this year embody that refusal to accept things as they are, to allow unjust things to pass. In the immortal words of Robert Kennedy, "Some men see things as they are and ask why. I see things that never were and ask why not." After graduating from AUB and spending his career at MD Anderson, Hagop Kantarjian has waged war on leukemia and on the concept that healthcare is a privilege of the few, not the right of all. Rita Roy, your graduation speaker tonight, has created a master plan to put the entire continent of Africa to work through the MasterCard Foundation, recruiting universities, entrepreneurs, the public and private sector to create a future full of learning, jobs, and hope. Hanan el-Sheikh has shattered the myth of the subservient Arab woman in literature, emboldening generations to re-examine the full extent of womanhood and the full possibilities of their futures. As for Fawaz al-Ulabi, all this AUB graduate has done is to completely revolutionize terahertz technology in the development of new types of industrial sensor applications, helping trigger the 4th Industrial Revolution. These 4 are your fellow graduates, and they have refused to stand passively, in the words of the great John Lennon, watching the wheels go round. Now it's your turn, graduates, to go out into the world full of confidence, privilege, and awake to opportunity. And you will learn, ever so surely, the painful price of privilege as today's reality dawns on you. And as AUB graduates, you have the privilege of coming from the greatest university in the Arab world and the duty to carry out your destiny to make a difference. Of you, class of 29, I and all your professors have no doubts. You are intent on pursuing that ideal to live well, to live more abundant lives. You've already lit up villages throughout Lebanon. You've given your time to build bridges between Lebanon's refugee and host communities. You've provided for the education and healthcare of the most underprivileged, people with disabilities and migrant workers. You, our students, are young leaders in health, in business, in science, in politics, in arts, in agriculture, in engineering, a better future for all. Uganda, Algeria, Ghana, Lebanon, Syria, Palestine, the United States, France, and so many, many other countries around the world wait for such leaders. So what advice can we give you on your last day as students on this, your beloved campus? First of all, I agree with Emerson in principle. Find something meaningful to spend your time on. You are the best and the brightest. You are the hope of the times to come. But you'll only fulfill that hope, and you'll only fulfill your dreams and aspirations if you choose to do something that makes you feel fulfilled. A role, a job, a career that can make a difference for you and others. Pursue your passion. Do it well, do it fully, and do it with others whenever you can. Our trustee, Marwan Moashir, who was trained in electrical engineering at AUB and at Purdue, was set for a career as an engineer or as an academic, and yet he chose to follow his passion and commitment to political and economic inclusiveness and reform in these, our Arab lands. And while the world certainly could use another brilliant electrical engineer, it cannot do with a brave and tireless intellectual leader who sees things, in the words of Robert Kennedy, that never were, and ask why not. Please give a round of well-deserved applause for our trustee, Marwan Moashir. But I want to disagree ever so subtly with Emerson, much as I admire his idea, and I agree with it, of a life well lived. But happiness is important. Happiness is a goal. It's not an accident. Focus on it. Spend time on it. Live balanced, happy lives, but also lives of purpose where you enjoy what you are doing. Many years ago, the complaints I would get at Emory were that I brought people in at 6 a.m. for meetings, and they would complain that it was skewing their work-life balance. How many of you have skewed your work-life balance while at university? So I always argued back that life was something they got back when I took their work away from them and gave it to someone younger and smarter and cheaper. But that's not really correct. Many of us cross long, arduous roads lonely and alone. From the experience of a lifetime with my own compañera, Lamia Tannous, the company of friends and loved ones is a much better alternative. And so, my brave, distinguished, and accomplished AUB class of 2019, go forth in peace to make the world a better place than that which you found before you. Turn now and salute your parents and families, your friends, your compañeras and compañeras. As Hippocrates, father of the medical field, once wrote, life is short, art long, opportunity fleeting, experience treacherous, judgment difficult. But that road is much more enjoyable and much more meaningful in the company of friends and loved ones. Congratulations, AUB class of 2019. Now that I lost my page, I'm back. Sometimes we get lost on that road. Don't be discouraged. Our student speaker for this year is Armond Cadet Lem. If Armand could approach the stage. So Armond Cadet Lem is graduating today, I'm getting better with my Armenian, with a dual degree in economics and business, and he's been on the Dean's Honor List every semester. I believe I met you your first semester here. Throughout his time at AUB, Armond has represented AUB at international case competitions in Europe and North America. He is also part of the brand new investment management program at the Olayan School of Business, where students were in charge of $1 million of real money. It was a real portfolio, and they actually beat their target, fortunately. He was elected by his peers to the USFC last year and was a member of the varsity football team for 2 years. Armond is one of those AUB graduates who seem to be able to do everything, from academics to athletics, from student government to student clubs, and excel at all of them. At AUB, we seem to enjoy more than our share of such students. Each and every one of you is remarkable in your own way. Please join me in welcoming your classmate, Armond Cadet Lem, to address you.
Dear President Khouri, esteemed trustees, deans, faculty members, guests, and AUB class of 2019. I would like to start this speech by telling you all a story. Wednesday, September 2nd, 2015, my first day as an AUB student. I had recently graduated from a small Armenian school in the heart of Beirut, and here I was, making my way from upper campus to OSB in a university with more than 10,000 students. I was overwhelmed with feelings of excitement and anticipation as I entered my first class in this prestigious university. It was an accounting course, and although I did not know anyone in my class or even had a single clue of what accounting was, I could sense that this was the beginning of a very exciting journey. Fast forward 4 years. As Dr. Fadlo mentioned, I have completed a dual degree in business and economics. I have traveled the world, from LA to Montreal, New York to Athens, Florida to Germany, representing AUB in international competitions. I have lifted multiple trophies with the AUB football varsity team and been part of a batch of AUB students that managed a $1 million portfolio in the financial markets. I was elected as a student body representative to the University Student Faculty Committee, and finally, I stand here in front of all of you today giving this speech. Thank you. I mention all of these to shed light on the fact that AUB is not just any other university. AUB is an institution that is ready to take in any student, no matter the race, ethnicity, religion, or gender, and provide them with a pathway to success and the ability to excel. And that is what all of us students here today have done. All of our hard work has paid off, and the end of this wonderful journey is finally upon us. And it is now time to say goodbye and move on to the next adventure. On that note, on behalf of each and every student, I want to say thank you. Thank you to all the parents and families out there who have supported us throughout our lives and sacrificed everything to give us everything. To my mother, Patil, and my father, Herant, the love and care you have shown me throughout my life is more than anything I could have ever wished for, and for that I am eternally grateful. Thank you. Thank you to all faculty members, staff, administration, and every single person who has helped make AUB the astounding university it is today, because you have allowed us to gain an educational experience like no other in the region. Thank you to our fellow colleagues and students, without whom this experience would not have been as unique and exciting as I'm sure it has been for each and every one of us. AUB, we will miss you. We will also miss the Champions League final tonight, but but honestly, AUB, I'm sure I speak on behalf of each and every student present here today that the years we have spent on this beautiful campus will forever live on in our memories as some of the most amazing and enriching days of our lives. And even though the AUB class of 2019 will be spread out all over the world within the next few months, I'm sure that every single one of us will always be ready to give back to AUB and to Lebanon. For AUB has been the gel that has kept the more than 1,600 of us graduating students together. But the time has come for our paths to diverge. And even though we might be chasing different paths with different goals, there must be one thing that unites us: our drive to achieve greatness. Mediocrity is the enemy, and hard work, perseverance, and dedication are the tools that will help us overcome it. Stay hungry, AUB graduates. Stay motivated. Take risks, dream big, and do not settle for anything less than what you want to achieve in life, and do everything in your power to achieve it. We owe it to ourselves to put in all the time, talent, and effort required to change ourselves, our country, and our world for the better. The fact that we are all graduating from this prestigious university is a great step in the right direction, but it is exactly that, a step. Our journey to success has only just begun. And if our goal is to reach the stars, then AUB has taught us how to get there. Be proud of what you have accomplished, AUB class of 2019, and be even prouder of what we will accomplish in this amazing journey that we call life. Thank you.
Shatlav. Well, speaking of the Champions League, I gave up prime seats tonight for a very good cause. You're a better cause. So it's my distinct pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker and one of the recipients of this year's honorary doctoral degree, Rita Roy. Now, as of yesterday, Dr. Rita Roy, AUB, PhD. President and CEO of the MasterCard Foundation, Rita Roy is a relentless advocate for the world's most vulnerable, a leader in transforming lives, an inspiration for millions. She represents true leadership with her own inspiring story of determination, hard work, and championing the right to education for all. With a relentless and inspiring vision, she's brought a young organization, the MasterCard Foundation, to become one of the most important organizations in the world. It's now known for its lasting impact and for touching the lives already of more than 33 million people and their families. The commitment of more than $2.2 billion to advance education and financial across Africa and now increasingly the MENA region, and the Foundation's growing programs and strategies have made the MasterCard Foundation and Rita Roy not only the recipient of numerous prestigious international awards, but an example to all of us. She has a powerful message, spoken softly but sent out loud and clear to each and every one of our students and to students across the world, that misfortune, financial or physical disadvantage can never be allowed to stand in the way of capability and determination, and that transforming lives into dignified, educated ones is a constant duty for all of us. Please join me in giving Rita Roy a true AUB welcome.
Good evening. Ramadan Kareem. Class of 2019, you've made it. You've turned in your last exam, turned in your last paper. You've enjoyed your last AUB outdoors as students. You've seen things that you never thought you'd see, like the United Faculties finally defeating the faculties of engineering and architecture on penalty kicks in the big game. And very soon, you will join the ranks of distinguished alumni. Over these years together, you've grown into a remarkable community. You've won poetry slam contests, you've won business school competitions, debate prizes, architecture awards. You've been recognized as the top Arab women in computing. You've volunteered to teach English to Syrian refugees and Arabic to exchange students. You've made something beautiful, and soon you will be passing through the main gate into the rest of your lives. The world outside feels different. You're graduating at a time that is wondrous and monstrous. It's a moment of unprecedented achievement, unprecedented possibilities of biotech, artificial intelligence, of innovations, cures, and breakthroughs. But it is also a moment of conflict, heartbreak, catastrophe. It is what my friend Dean Iman calls the hard reality out there. It's a world of unmatched connectivity, where it also seems to be like a Tower of Babel, where everyone is talking and no one seems to be listening. It's a world where your phone holds more data than all the ancient libraries, yet the distinction between information and wisdom could not be more clear. So amid such terrible beauty, such dizzying change, how do you rise above the rancor, the noise, the pettiness, and the tempting quick fixes to find purpose? How do you discover happiness, harmony, and meaning? In the words of a great poet that we lost this year, Mary Oliver, tell me, what is it that you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? I have no answers and no lectures to offer, but I can tell you what I've seen. The process of discovery, the act of becoming, takes a lifetime of work. As long as you're alive, this work will never be done. For all that we accomplish, we all remain works in progress. So my message this evening is about the work that you will have to do for yourselves and the work that you will do for each other. For many of you, the first challenge is to find a job, to work on yourself, to know broadly where you want to go. So I invite you to be open to what comes your way. And in fact, I invite you to put yourselves in the path of lightning. I've always been a dreamer, and when I graduated, my plan was simple: change the world. And like many dreamers, I didn't get the job I wanted. I watched my classmates land high-paying jobs as investment bankers and consultants, I was very unsure of my place in the world. After graduate school, I worked briefly at the United Nations, and to my surprise, I found that this wasn't for me. Several job rejections later, I was offered a job at a global healthcare company, a far cry from the world of law and diplomacy, so I thought. My corporate journey brought me to Africa for the first time, a continent that over time has become central to my own life story. My corporate career turned out to be an extraordinary classroom. It brought me into the worlds of public policy, ethics, philanthropy, and social change. And so, in a very unexpected, unplanned, and marvelous way, I was being prepared for my role at the MasterCard Foundation today. I just didn't know it then. So as you look back, life will teach you that planning is best done in retrospect. As you look forward, what you really need to be is open and ready for new experiences. And it's a fact that still astounds me. I'm someone who grew up in a very humble family, in a small town in Malaysia, and now I'm at the helm of a global company that's based in Canada, that was endowed by an American company that is working on issues of poverty in Africa and here in Lebanon. And as you can see, life rarely occurs in a straight line. Now, of course, living in Lebanon, you know this. Finding creative ways to navigate twists and turns seems to be in this country's DNA. It's that same spirit that led AUB students in the dark days of the Civil War to create the first AUB outdoors. It's a spirit of creativity, even defiance. It's the same spirit that can help you navigate a complex world. It's the spirit of AUB students who started the Green Shift in Tripoli. When the trash system failed the city, they didn't complain, they didn't blame others, they found solutions. I also salute the AUB students who are creating a new recycling sector here in Lebanon and teaching a new generation about a more sustainable lifestyle. It's the same spirit of 3 undergraduates who have started an award-winning NGO called Solace for Somaliland. They took what they learned here and they're finding and solving solutions at home. You should be very proud that all of these change agents, these social innovators, are AUB students. I am honored that they are also MasterCard Foundation scholars. So there's a world of solutions to be had, but not if you look away from the problems. Learn to embrace problems in your midst. Learn to love them, and you will find not only solutions, but also meaning and success along the way. Of course, we never solve problems alone. We need community. And in times of great uncertainty, the world needs more human engagement, more understanding across cultures, not less. In a turbulent world, community can be a source of solace, stability, and solutions. All of us live and are part of multiple communities that make up the fabric of our lives. Professional communities, intellectual communities, cultural communities, spiritual communities. Some communities we were born into, others we joined, and a few we will lead. You may come from a small village and yet be initiated into a tribe of architects and engineers. It's so limiting to be only seen in one dimension. Each of us holds multitudes. So it's worthwhile to see each other in the same way. Be generous in welcoming others. Be greedy in learning from them. So if you just take a moment and think about the people you would never have met had you not come to AUB. Think of what you would have missed. I encourage you, I invite you to put yourself on the path with a life-changing encounter. An encounter with difference. This is a path where strangers become friends, where cultural threads weave together into the fabric of a common humanity. Today, this school is hearkening back to its finest traditions, when people gathered here from Asia, Africa, the Middle East, Europe, and the Americas to seek knowledge. Let this spirit of welcome be what you take with you today. Now, the problems of the world are often caused by community, but community can also solve these problems. So think about what you will contribute. Think about the character of communities that you will enter and build. Will they be walled off or welcoming? Built on common resentments or a common humanity? And when they come up short, as communities sometimes do, will they hold outsiders responsible and lash out? Or will they hold themselves accountable and learn? You will be shaped by your communities, but make no mistake, you will shape your communities as well. Sometimes it just takes a single voice. A single voice can be decisive. Let that voice be yours. Use it. So now I'll close with a quote from one of my favorite writers, Gibran Khalil Gibran, because he is the best. You work that you may keep pace with the earth and the soul of the earth. When you work, you are a flute through whose heart the whispering of the hours turns to music. Love is work made visible. Today may feel like an end, but it is also a beginning. Today the world stands before you, and in fact, the hopes of villages, small towns, your families, and your communities rest on your shoulders. Don't be daunted. You will do amazing things. You have knowledge, you have friends, and a community that you have created here. So as you pass through the main gate today, may you find joy in the journey, may you find purpose in the problems that you will solve, and may you have life and have it more abundantly. Good luck.
Thank you, Rita. That was superb. So our musical interlude will be performed by members of the AUB Classical Club. On the cello, we have Christian Haddad. On the violin, we have Narod Sarujian, Rami Abizaid, and Rida Asdikian, who yesterday took her master's in neuroscience, but today is wearing musician's clothes. They will be playing Palladio by Carl Jenkins, and what else? The Game of Thrones main theme by Ramin Djawadi.
Mr. President, recommendations for degrees to be conferred today have already been made by the various faculties and schools of the university. In accordance with established procedures, the candidates who have satisfactorily completed all requirements and are deemed worthy by the University Senate to be awarded degrees will now be presented to you by their respective deans. President Khouri, I call upon you to confer the degrees.
Thank you, Madam Marshal. May I call for the Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Sciences to join me on the rostrum.
Mr. President, as Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Sciences, and on behalf of my colleagues of the faculty, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science. Will all candidates please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have completed all the requirements and welcome you to the Fellowship of Educated Women and Men.
I now call upon the graduates from the Faculty of Arts and Sciences to come to the stage. The first graduate will be the recipient of the pen from the Faculty of Arts and Sciences. Will Mr. Karim Fadi Safiuddin please come to the stage?
Karim Fadi Safiuddin, high distinction. Fatima Hassan Abdallah. Rania Nasif Abdallah. وعد وليد عبد العال. علا السيد فلاح هاشم فلاح عبد الله. جوزيف جان أبي جودي. لوسيانا دانييلا أبي رافع. ياسمين عادل أبو عريضة. جمان معين أبو درغم. آية محمد عادل أبو الزلف. نور أكرم أبو حمدان. ليا فادي أبو جودي. تاتيانا فادي أبو مراد. لين هاني كنعان أبو خضرة. هاني أبو الذهب. نور عبد الله عدرة. distinction. هادي جان عفيف high distinction. إليسا محمد بشير أحمد. رشا سمير عاقل high distinction. زهرة طارق عكاوي distinction. ديما مروان عاقل. لين أحمد علاء الدين distinction. ساتيا نجيب جيل علم. تالا أحمد علامي. زينة محمد وليد علايلي. فرح رشيد علي أحمد distinction. عمر مازن عالي. هيا ماري نبيل الضاوي with distinction. رندا محمد ألماس زنجي. سارة سميل العالول distinction. عبد الرحمن طلال أموني. جابرييل غسان عنتر. لين جهاد عرابي. لونا زهير عراوي. جاد سامر العريدي. مايا نيكول فادي عطايا with distinction. ريم أسعد عطلة. امتثال بدر عودي. كميل مكرم الأعور distinction. جنى جهاد عزار. بابكر عثمان عبد الكريم بدري. غيدة جلال الدين البدري. تارا فرح بدري. Sarah Omar Salem, Nadine Savio Barakat with high distinction, Haya Faisal Beshiti, Muhammad Hassan Baidoun, Yasmina Hassan Bibi, Noura Muhammad Fuad Al-Bustami, Aya Tariq Al-Buhsali with high distinction, Carla Fadi Budargham distinction, Mazen Nashat Bukarroum, Mustafa Imad Burtqani, let's wait. Rawad Wa'el Breish, Ramziya Mufid Btaddini, Roni Farid Sha'ban, Rayyan Fadi Shami, Tala Habib Shammas with distinction, Rabab Sulaiman Shamsuddin with distinction, Joel Joseph Sharbin with distinction, Dana Omar Al-Sharif with distinction, Leah Khalid Shawi, Leen Ibrahim Shahouri with distinction, Adam Muhammad Fadi Shar'awi, Hiba Najib Shair, Matthew Edward Shufani, distinction, Zaina Muhammad Isam Shura, Carl Kamil Sharabi, Nurhan Fawzi Dakrub with distinction, Reem Bassam Dana, Rubina Zahir Dandashli, Aya Leen Fuad Shab Dandan, Carl Brahim Daniel, Layan Samer Dani, Perla Jihad Daw, Hana Jihad Dbaibu with distinction, Joanna Najib Dibis, Tamara Gabrielle Deek with high distinction, Lina Ziad Dernaika with distinction, Nurhan Fadi Deeb with distinction, Shireen Wissam Dimashqi, Nader Sim'an Durgham with distinction, Mark Uzoma Eke, Joanna Ihab Izzat, Ghassan Amin Izzuddin, Fatima Ali Fadlallah, Ghina Muhammad Fahas, Lara Mustafa Ashraf Falu, Joseph Boulos Farshakh, Gael Ilyas Faris, Farhat Bashar Hani with distinction, Zain Al-Abidin Ghebuli, Amar Azzam Fattal with distinction, Cynthia Jalal Fneish, Wael Abdussalam Ghamloush, Rana Walid Gharzuddin, Jana Bassam Al-Ghrawi, Janan Munzir Ghunaim, Maya Fadi Haddad, Melissa Walid Haddad, Rhea Therese Tony Haddad with distinction, Dareen Jihad Al-Haffar with distinction, Rawan Hussein Hujair, Noor Hussein Al-Hajj Sulaiman, أنتوني جميل الحج، كريم محمد فارس الحكيم، نور محمد فارس الحكيم، ليانا نبيل حلاوي، نديم أكرم حمدان، رئيفي خضر حمدان، محمد سماح رماح حمود، تالا محمد حمور هاي ديستنكشن، كريستينا عادل حنا حرب، الشيخ ركان الشيخ سمير هرموش، آلاء وائل حسبيني، بيير هنري حلو، ربا محمد حمادي، لجين محمد عبدو هرسي، الشيخ فيليكس الشيخ عزيز حبيش، نورا نمر حطيت، قالي رافي هدى فرديان، جعفر بلال إبراهيم، عمر أنجلو فادي إدوارد إبراهيم with high distinction، جانا علاء إسماعيل with distinction، ألكسندرا روبرت عيسى، منى علي عيسى، فاطمة مروان عيتاني with distinction، هدى وليد عيتاني، عبد الكريم عوني جعفر with high distinction، نغم حسن جعفر، زهرة سامر جابر with distinction، ألكسندر سيزار جهشان، خليل أحمد جلال الدين، كريم نور الدين الجمل with high distinction، ماريا سامي جلوان، كريستال جوزيف الجمل، مريم عمر الجمل، سارة سعد جاروش with distinction، سارة علي الجوهري، رقية فرحات جودي، كريستال حنا جريج، ماجد حاتم قعدان، كريم محمد كعكاني، لانا محمد وليد قبقيبي Where is she? كريم بشر الأباني، عبد الله حسن الدورة، جنى جهاد القاضي، تمارا سمير القاضي with distinction، ريلين نبيل قائد بي، عمر مروان قيس with distinction، نورا وحيد كالو with distinction، علاء محمد قنبر، مايا علي كنعان، عمر إيهاب قنواتي، إبراهيم سامر قنديل، سالبي مجرديش كانيميان with distinction high distinction sorry لارا خاتشيك كانترجيان، دانيال كرم، ريم سامر قطريب with distinction، ياسمينة محمد نافذ قواص، عدنان وائل كيالي، كاميلا إدوارد كتيب، ماريا ربيع كيروز، ليانا فرج الله الخباز، سنان هجوب خاكرجيان، نهى بسام خليفي، ريبيكا حياة ناجي وكيم، جورج فريد أنطوان كريكور إكمكجي، رباب عماد خليفة. ناتالي رشيد الخطيب with distinction. أرمان فؤاد هرانت خدر لاريان with distinction. نور بسام الخضري. هنادي جورج الخوري with distinction. ماريا بشارة خوري. ناتالي عماد الخوري. بولين كاثرين مارون الخوري with distinction. فيليب فادي الخوري. ضحى عبد الرحمن كنيعو. روى ممدوح كوكاش. ريان توفيق قوزي with distinction. لين محمد زياد قصيبي. تالا يوسف كردي. يوحنا جوزيف اللفي. جايل ناجي لبوس. غازي حلمي اللولو. جاد إلي معلوف. كريستينا غسان المعلولي. نبيل غسان معماري. سارة ألكساندر معماري. سارة جمال مكي. زهرة مكي with distinction. لانا سامر مقصود. وسيم جعفر مكتبي. تالا مصطفى ماريني with distinction. رمزي سعيد مروش. شيماء أحمد المصري الشعراني with distinction. روى عامر المصري. أندري جابي مطر. محمد خالد محيو with high distinction. محمد مازن محيو. سيلين جورج ملحم. ميا وسام منسا with distinction. دانيا فؤاد مرعي with distinction. خالد عمر محمد with distinction. سارة منذر محمد. ربع علي مقدم. ألكساندروس عادل منصف عبود. نور زياد أنطوان مفرج. زينب وجيه مقشر. جايل جورج منصف with distinction. تريسي جوزيف موسى. باسل مروان المراود بوحمدان with distinction. كرمة سلمان مروي with distinction. جولان عمر المشرفية. آية حسين مراد. تيا جهاد المر. جان بول إيليا نفاع. سارة خالد نفاع. محمد صلاح نحلي. سامية رمزي ناكوزي. مارك بيير نصر. شفيق مازن ناصر. ياسمين نديم ناصر. طيبة عراق نواف نواف. لانا عاصم النوام with distinction. أليساندرو فادي عبيد. آيلا ماريا الياس رفية. حسين علي رحال with distinction. ريان أحمد رمضان. جورجيو سعد الريس. هادي علي رضا. أحمد يوسف الرفاعي. سهى ممدوح رزق الله with high distinction. رنا فريد رزق. ساندرا عماد صعب. زوي أنتوني سعادي with distinction. نرمين سليم سعسوع with distinction. دارا ناصر صباح. Sarah Ali Sabbah with distinction. Abbas Jamal Sabra. Ali Abdurrahman Sabra. Lin Mahmoud Safah. Jad Roger Sahyun. Serena Nabil Saeed. Randa Isam Salami. Hayel Hassan Al-Salihi. Stephanie Ziyad Salami with distinction. Amir Ramiz Saliba. Rayan Roni Saliba. Carl Alexander Nabih Faris Salibi. Jad Faris Salibi. Reem Wael Sariyuddin with distinction. Sarah Akram Sariyuddin. Kimberly Wadia Serkis with distinction. Bruna Maria Philippe Sarufim with distinction. Diana Hassan Sayed Abul Joud. Dea Rita Shrey. Yasmin Ahmad Sardar. سعد نمر درغام وليد الشكعة. أفنان أحمد محمد شمسان. فرح غازي سنو. ياسمين مصطفى صيداني. ياسمين محمد سبلاني. سابين محمد سنو with distinction. Tamara Isam Sulaiman with high distinction. Aya Talal Al-Sulh. Mark Christian Dawood Swaidi with distinction. Aisha Jasmine Starkey. Nadine Adnan Sunji with high distinction. Jad Brahim Tabet. Isam Samir Tafish with distinction. Shaima Abdul Karim Taha with distinction. Leen Tahir. Leia Hani Tannous. Yara Fuad Tifaha. Yahya Muhsin Tlais. Mimi Edgar Touma. Raghda Shafiq Balouz. Maria Nabil Wahidi with distinction. John Ilyas Warra. Karim Nabil Wazan. Wait a bit. Maria Suhail Yaoub with distinction. Dalia Basim Yamut with distinction. Yazan Hassan Yatim. Ray Yusuf Yunan with distinction. Kaleen Zakhir with distinction. Tamara Husam Ad-Din Zbibo. Nicole Tariq Zibyan. Nabih Salman Zain Ad-Din. Muhammad Isam Osama Zaytoun. Marla Sim'an Zghaib with distinction. Ali Hassan Al-Husayni. Where are the others? Okay. Thank you. بقعد محلك أنا.
Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science. Dana Hamza Abdul Salam. Jana Jad Abdul Salam. رامي غسان أبي عمار. ألكسندرا جورج أبي نصيف دي حموش. دانا سعد أبو علي with high distinction. محمد عصام عساف. Peter George Abu Fadil with distinction. Anthony George Abu Haidar. Muhannad Saeed Abu Al-Izz with distinction. Karen Abdul Karim Ibrahim with distinction. Fatima Abdul Mu'in Abdul Qadir Ahmad Abu Aqila. Fatima Muhammad Al-Ahmad. Noor Abdul Nasir Al-Akoum. Frida Daibis Atallah with distinction. Abdul Rahman Atif Al-Qadiri. Adnan Khalid Ba'albaki. Lama Talal Akra. Muhammad Adnan Ali. Jad Fadi Allam with distinction. Muhammad Ratib Talal Amhaz. Raghida Hussein Amhaz with distinction. Bushr Iyad Al-Amin. Karim Asim Urabi. Ghina Mustafa Arbid. Hussein Ali Aryan. Bruna Asad. Jad Farid Maroon Assaf with distinction. Noor Maroon Assaf. Christine Jean Atallah. Ghina Basim Al-Atat with distinction. Ahmad Abbas Al-Attar with high distinction. Reem Ahmed Al-Awik. William Sami Adar with high distinction. Jana Atif Bajur with high distinction. Bashir Yasser Bashir with high distinction. Sarah Salwan Badin with high distinction. Muhammad Mustafa Al-Baba. Ahmed Ali Banout. David Halim Daw. Charles Edward George Shahadi Bardawil with distinction. Tala Mustafa Bazazo. Fatima Carolina Mahmoud Bdair. Musa Muhammad Birru with high distinction. Adnan Ahmad Baydoun with high distinction. Mustafa Maher Baydoun. Abdul Hamid Imad Burghul with distinction. Noor Fuad Boumalham. Zina Walid Bourislan with distinction. Hussein Hisham Al-Burji with distinction. Ihab Aid Breish. Hilal Ahmad Brais. Arwa Saleh Hassan Burqi'a. Carl George Ayub Shanin. Maha Hassan Shakur with distinction. Farah Mahmoud Shami. Joel Zuhair Shami with distinction. Hassan Musa Shamsuddin with distinction. Tala Nasir Sharafuddin with distinction. Lama Habib Da'i with high distinction. Patrick Louis Damasse with distinction. Mira Safwan Al-Dannawi. Sarah Naji Danil. Hadi Ibrahim Dayekh with high distinction. Rihab Muhammad Diab with distinction. Mirabel Tufiq Dib. Yasser Ali Fadlallah with distinction. Gracia Ibrahim Fahd with high distinction. Angie Henri Faris with distinction. George Philippe Nadim Farajallah. Kali Malik Faris with high distinction. Aziz Fuad Farhat with distinction. May Ahmed Farhat. Rosemary Imad Farhat. روان وجيه فياض، خليل أنطوان السيوفي، سالي محمد فوعاني، اسكندر قابة with distinction، نبيلة فضل غدار، نبيه فادي حبيب، زينب سلمان غريب with distinction، نور رمزي الغاوي with distinction، سارة حسان غزاوي، آية غصن with distinction، رشا جهاد الغصيني with high distinction، محمد هشام الغالي with distinction، فراس ياسر هاشم، جنى هشام حيدر أحمد with distinction، قمر حسن الحج سليمان، سري حمدان الحجار، تسنيم عبد الحميد الحلبي with high distinction، سليم محمود حلبلب، رشا عبد الكريم حمد with distinction، لين عماد حمدان، محمد حسين حمدان، محمد محمود حمدان with distinction، مالك مازن حماد، حنان بسيم حمود، خضر سليم حنوش with distinction، آية علي الحركي with distinction، محمد حسين حسن، غاندي فادي حسن with distinction، سمر رجائي الحسني with high distinction، كرام أغوب أواتيان with distinction، علي حسن حدادي، ألسا ميشيل حبو with high distinction، أحمد بن المنصف هلال with high distinction، علي حسن حجازي with high distinction، ملاك مصطفى حب الله with high distinction، الياس فؤاد حورانية، فاتن كمال حجيج with distinction، فاطمة كمال حجيج with distinction، هدى عبد الحسين إبراهيم، محمد نبيل إسماعيل، هبة أحمد العيسى، إسراء يوسف عيسى، عبد الله محمد عيتاني، محمد جميل عبد الحفيظ عيتاني، جابرييل ميشيل جبور with high distinction، فارس أحمد جمل with distinction، روني حبيب جو خدار with distinction، وونكي جو with high distinction، علي عباس قشمر، ضحى غازي القدماني، زهرة حسن عكر، مليسا لين أحمد كالوت، روى نديم كنج، ريم علي قاووق، كارن شبل كرم with distinction، يوسف غسان الحمصي، أحمد محمد قاسم موسى، مارين لeticia كاتبي، عبد الرحمن علي الكبي، مالك أحمد كنعان، بيتر وسام كفوري، عيد محمد خلف with distinction، ساري سامر خاطر. جاني جورج الخوري. الوليد لبيب القطب with distinction. ديالا محمد الطيف with distinction. ديما مالك المشطوب with distinction. هادي يوسف منصور with high distinction. محمد جهاد مرديني. أفيديس هاروتيون مرديروسيان. محمد علي عدنان مظلوم with distinction. سارة مخايل مظلوم. وسام ميلاد المكاري. راشد عدنان مرعب with distinction. ريتا ماريا كميل مخايل. سندي دانيال ميكائيليان. محمد شفيق عماد الدين مهرة الصالحاني. أسيل محمد محسن. باميلا سهيل مكرزل. آلاء عبد الناصر مراد. آلاء جواد عبد الله علي المطوع with distinction. زينة وسيم نعيم. كم إبراهيم نجا with high distinction. نور صبيحة سمير ناجي with distinction. نيكولا نزيه نجم with distinction. لؤي محمد نصر الدين. ريم وائل نعمة with distinction. جوال ماريا روجيه نيكوديم. هادي قاسم النونو. ندى طارق نور الدين. يحيى زكريا عبيد. محمود علي عثمان. Vahé Sévac Panossian with distinction. Anis Samir Rab'a with distinction. Rina Bilal al-Rashidi. Leen Muhammad al-Radi with high distinction. Najwa Wissam Radwan with distinction. Rawan Muhammad Rahmi with distinction. Rachel Khalid Rashid. باسل رمزي روضة. جورج نهاد ربيز. أليس نخلي رشو with high distinction. Jean-Paul شربل رزق with distinction. محمد تيسير رميتي. رامي رفول سعادة. تريزا نهرة سعادة. سارة كمال سعد with distinction. ناصر عماد صفا. ميرنا هاني صباغ with distinction. ريمي علاء السبع with high distinction. كريستيان جان صدقة with distinction. أمير باسم أيمن الصفدي. عمر جميل السمان كعكجي. جانا صواف. تدي جوزيف صوما with high distinction. محمد حسن صايغ. فاطمة خليل شحور with distinction. علي غسان عبد الرحمن الشناعة with distinction. نزار وجدي شيا. آمنة يوسف الشهاب. إليسا أسامة شهيب with distinction. ذو الفقار علي ناصر شميساني. عبد الهادي محمد الشموري with high distinction. منير يوسف الصيداني. حسن علي سنان with high distinction. سعيد محي الدين سنو. حسين عبد الكريم سليمان. Hassan Ghassan Sliqa with high distinction. Levon Shahé Souvalian. Linda Ali Swaidan. Samira Isam Taqoush with high distinction. Reem Ja'far Terhini. Raya George Cheroyan. Sarah Ali Turmus. Rami Ramzi Tufaili. George Nazim Mwanna. Sarah Ismail Wahbi with distinction. Ryan George Yamin with distinction. Lynn Samira Muhammad Yammout with distinction. Suzanne Dawood Yunus. Muhammad Zart. Rahaf Mahmoud Zahir. Haneen Bashir Zakaria with distinction. Hiba Muhammad Zainuddin with high distinction. Dina Hassan Zain with distinction. Ali Al-Hadi Hussam Zraiq with distinction. Mali Elizabeth Reader. Sophie Didier Dagher Hayek with distinction. Sassine Emil Youssef with distinction. Jawad Hassan Turfa. Lama Isam Al-Halabi with distinction. Julia Akram Zaiter. Pierre-Henri Charles Hello. Mariam Omar Jamal. Isam Samir Tafish with high distinction. Salpi Magherdish Kanimian with distinction. Ali Hassan Al-Husseini.
I think we just found a variation in the script where the arts and sciences have to come back. No, just kidding. Okay. May I have the Dean of the Hariri School of Nursing please join me on the podium.
As Dean of the Hariri School of Nursing, will the graduating students of the school please stand? I shall now read to you the text of the nurse's oath, after which you will be asked to accept by answering I do. Will the faculty members of the Hariri School of Nursing please rise? As I enter the nursing profession, I pledge to practice my profession with integrity and to promote excellence in healthcare, to deliver nursing care non-judgmentally to the best of my ability and in accordance with the highest ethical standards, to treat everyone with respect, to hold in confidence all personal matters that come to my knowledge in the practice of my profession, to continuously update my knowledge and skills to the highest scientific level, to give my support and cooperation to all members of the healthcare team while ensuring the welfare of those committed to my care. Do you so pledge? Will the members of the faculty please be seated? Mr. President, as Dean of the Hariri School of Nursing, and on behalf of my colleagues, the members of the faculty of the school, I have the honor to present to you the candidates of the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing.
Thank you, Madam Dean. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing and welcome you to the Fellowship of Educated Women and Men.
I now call upon the candidates from the Hariri School of Nursing to come to the stage. The first graduate will be the recipient of the Penrose Award from the Hariri School of Nursing for 2019. Will Ms. Laya Noor Muhammad Yamout please come to the stage?
Laya Noor Muhammad Yamout with distinction. Sara Nizar Abdel Baqi with distinction. Narod Manuel Ajamian with distinction. Dima Qasim Al-Alloush. Lara Nasir Al-Awar. Farah Samir Al-Ayyubi. Elizabeth Claire Cantrell. رامي عماد الشامي. بسام جمال شاتيلا. كوثر حسام الذهبي with distinction. ميرنا أحمد فيصل. نانور غاركو فاسكان غربيديان. نور الهدى عيسى الحج موسى. سلوى ماهر الحلبي with distinction. سوزان زياد حمدان. هدى خالد حنون. رشا أحمد الحوري with distinction. محمد طاهر سمير عيسى with distinction. أسامة بسام عيسى with distinction. هادي ربيع عيتاني. ليلى عدنان عيتاني. دانيا طارق قاسم with distinction. نبيل فؤاد قاسم. ريان جواد خليفي. نادين فادي الخليل. حمزة أحمد كبرسلي. آية خالد محتدي with distinction. آية أنطوان مورينو. لانا مازن نعماني with distinction. سارة مروان النحاس. سارة رمزي النقاش with distinction. كريستال رزميق أوسوبيان. فاطمة عبد الحليم سلامي. لميا مصطفى صالح. رنا عماد صمد. زينة سهيل الصايغ. علي فادي طفيلي. طارق محمد يوسف.
May I ask the Dean of the Maroon Saman Faculty of Engineering and Architecture to please step to the rostrum.
As Dean of the Maroon Saman Faculty of Engineering and Architecture, will the noisy graduating students of the faculty please rise? Please rise. I shall now read to you the text of the Engineers and Architects' Oath, which I will ask you to accept by answering, I do. Will the faculty members of the faculty also please rise? Using the heritage left by my professional forebears, I dedicate myself to the pursuit of knowledge and the search for truth in the extension of the benefits of my profession to humanity. I will strive always to disseminate what professional knowledge I acquire, and I will fully accept my responsibility for the instruction of younger members of my profession. I pledge integrity and fair dealing, tolerance and respect, and devotion to the standards and dignity of my profession. I gladly accept the obligation to use my special knowledge and expertness to serve humanity with complete sincerity. I will strive faithfully to fulfill the solemn obligations of my profession and to govern my life and practice by its canons of ethics. Do you so pledge? Will the members of the faculty please be seated? Mr. President, as Dean of the Maroon Saman Faculty of Engineering and Architecture, and on behalf of my colleagues of the faculty, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Architecture, the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts and Graphic Design, the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with the majors in Chemical Engineering, Civil Engineering, Computer and Communications Engineering, Electrical and Computer Engineering, Industrial Engineering, and Mechanical Engineering, and the degree of Bachelor of Science with majors in Chemical Engineering and Construction Engineering.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have completed all the requirements and welcome you to the Fellowship of Educated Men and Women.
I now call upon the graduates from the Maroon Saman Faculty of Engineering and Architecture to come to the stage. The first candidate will be the recipient of the Penrose Award from the Faculty of Engineering and Architecture for 2019. Will Ms. Jana Talal Jauhar please come to the stage?
Candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Architecture, Nella George Abi Khalil. With distinction. Rabia Basim Arasogli with distinction. Noor Hussein Belshi with high distinction. Taha Man Al-Barazi. Christina Dimitri Batticha with distinction. Rida Ahmed Tariq Libsat with distinction. Andrea Antoine Shanin. Muhammad Saeed Hassan Shami. Maisa Zuhair Shuraiki with distinction. Araz Hagab Demerjian with distinction. Gabriella Gabi Dona with distinction. Batul Hussein Faour with distinction. Eli George Jaha. Farah Hisham Glayini with distinction. Margarita Elias El Hayek. Rawan Samir Hudaifa with distinction. Reem Hussein Jaber with distinction. Michelle Munir El Qadi with distinction. Sari Walid El Qantari with distinction. Amina Arif Qasim with high distinction. Ali Mohsen El Khansa. Nirvana Abdullah Qabaisi. Karma Hassan Makki with distinction. Nina Samir Matraji. Karine Eli Matta with distinction. Carmen Eli Matta with distinction. Leen Muhammad Hussam Nadar with distinction. Jad Tony Najm. Muhammad Ashraf Nazar. Daniel Pierre Rafoul with distinction. Joanna Ibrahim Saadi with distinction. Maha Bilal Sabalbal with high distinction. Naila Philippe Sanyour with high distinction. Alex Sassin with distinction. Maryam Muhammad Sultan with distinction. Diana Nabil Zwaini. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor in Fine Arts and Graphic Design: Joyce Antoine Albert Abdo, Lana Ayman Abu Soufi, Rana Jibrail Basha with distinction, Sama Tarif Baidoun, Tatiana Hani Bohsali with distinction, Rabab Qusay Sharafuddin with distinction, Andrea Lutfallah Hayek with distinction, Yara Amjad Al-Milham, Nancy Rafi Mumujuglian, Tiffany Jihad Mur, Omar Dia Ramadan, Ruba Ali Saleh, Sarah Hanna Shammas, Carla Sue Sunji, Cynthia Jihan Muhammad Wadi with distinction, Diana Bassam Wahbi, Norma Louise Zughbi. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Engineering: Ruba Riyad Abdallah with high distinction, Wissam Jean Abdel Noor, Qasim Adib Abdo, Yara Majd Abdo with distinction, Majdi Imad Abdul Samad with distinction, Kinan Ilyas Abdulki, Paul Pierre Abi Jaude, Sara Ilyas Abi Karam, Mikhail Elia Joseph Abi Khair, Jad Hikmat with distinction, Jad Hikmat Abi Zaki, Usama Jihad Abu Ali Mu'adad, Ahmad Maher Abu Dahir with high distinction, Joe Gabi Abu Fadil, Sarah Hamad Abu Hala, Julie Joseph Abu Musa with high distinction, Ray Naji Abu Musa with distinction, Noor Al-Zahra Ali Abu Raya, Dani Abdul Karim Ibrahim, with distinction, Muna Ghassan Al-Ahmad, Muhammad Jihad Ajib with high distinction, Sali Muhammad Akawi with distinction, Jad Abdul Fattah Akra, Zuhair Nabil Alamuddin, Imad Al-Din Ali Alame, Sarah Mustafa Alawiye with distinction, Lu'ay Bassam Ali Hassan, Yahya Khalid Al-Ali with high distinction, Randa Muhammad Almaz Zunji with distinction, Abel Yusuf Amin with high distinction, Ahmad Abdul Hamid Ammash, Walid Nabil Al-Ammouri, Patricia Hussam Andraus, Musbah Hisham Awad with high distinction, Nadim Basim Arasugli, Muhammad Saadi Ardati, Ma'ruf Ahmad Khalil Al-Arnaout, Nurair Misak Arpadjian, Isra Abdel Asad with distinction, Yusuf Nazim Al-Ashqar, Paul George Al-Asmar with distinction, Muhammad Asad Asad, Sami Muhammad Assaf, Michel Charles Aswad, Leah Pierrot Atallah, Michel Ghassan Atallah with distinction, Amani Ahmad Atwi with distinction, Firas Ali Atwi with distinction, Tala Riyad Awada, Nader Mahmoud Al-Awar with high distinction, Najib Ghassan Al-Awar, Christina Antoun Aksarlis, Raghid Nabil Al-Ayash, Emile Hanna Azar, Marie-José Antoine Azzi with high distinction, Omar Ziad Al-Baba, Dima Qasim Badr, Judy Mazen Baqiye, Hani Muhammad Rafiq Barghut, Lynn Nicolas Bal with high distinction, Nicolas Eli Bastoli with distinction, Ziad Jihad Baidoun, Aya Jawad Baz, Abdullah Ahmad Al-Badhan, Hassan Khalil Bder, Karni Bedirian, Jean-Michel Rabia Dagher, Fadi Munir Al-Bijani, Nathalie Nazih Bijani with high distinction, Wasim Abdul Qadir Bigdash, Marilyn Eli Berberi with distinction, Nabil Mahmoud Berjawi, Bshara George Biqai, Celine George Biqai with distinction, رواد شفيق بيطار مكرم أمين بوغانم with distinction عبد الله علي بوحمدان with high distinction Tracy Jack بومرعي with high distinction Karen كريم بوصالح سمير ريشار البستاني كرم إبراهيم بساط أمان باسم شعراني with distinction نسيب كميل الشعار جوي غولان شمعون with distinction محمد علي موسى شمس الدين with distinction كريم عبد الله شمس الدين with distinction بول سيد شواح with distinction بيتر سيد شواح with distinction إلي باسم شديد with distinction وليد حنا شبل بيير أنتوني بول شكر الله دانا إبراهيم شهاب with distinction غيدا قاسم شحادة زياد إلي شلالة يوسف البوشي كريستيان نزيه خير الله with distinction ريم رضوان شري with distinction
شهناز جعفر شكر كارل توني قربان with distinction أنطوان نبيل الدكاش with distinction أرين آرا دكسيان with high distinction حسين محمد دكروب محمود محمد الضو مايكل جليل درزي نادين عزة الدبس ساري يوسف الديب الياس يوسف الديب with distinction ميشيل عبد الله ديبو with distinction يارا هشام دغمان with high distinction فارس جوزيف عيد ميشيل أنطوان عيد علي حسين إسماعيل فرح عفيف عادل with distinction حسين محمد باقر فضل الله with distinction محمد عمر بلال فخر الدين شادي رشيد فلحة محمد أحمد فقيه يوسف منير الفلاح with distinction يوسف منير الفلاح with high distinction مجدي محمد وجيه فانوس أنطوان اسكندر فرح with distinction ميكايلا نعمي فرح ميساء ربيع فارس with distinction الحسن فادي فرحات جنى محمد فرحات رشا محمد فرحات نيكولا بولس جبيلي شذا جمال فواز بشارة شاهين فياض with distinction جورج سليم فياض ستيفاني داني فرزلي مارينا أنطوان فينيانوس أحمد فؤاد فليفل ليال فؤاد فليفل جوزيف نعمي جعجع ساندرو سيمونز غيب جورج يوسف جحا with distinction with high distinction إلي جابي جرجس with distinction هبة سعيد غلييني ألين جان الغاوي جويل إلي غاريوس with distinction ريان توني غاريوس with high distinction باسم محمد غصيني هادي سمير غطاس with high distinction لين حسين هاشم with high distinction رواد جون كلود هاشم with distinction جورجيو بيرول حداد with distinction طارق غيث حبال جولي بولا حداد دانيال يحيى هلال زينب هاشم الهادي سيلين ميشيل حج with distinction كارل الياس الحجل with distinction بسام حجار علي نبيل الحج شحادي with high distinction حسام داوود الحج داوود with distinction سما طلال حج ديب. Johnny Elil Haj with distinction. Joseph Elil Haj. Joe Bassam Halabi with high distinction. Muhammad Walid Al-Halabi. Amal Amir Hallab. Joyce George Halla. Ali Fayyad Halal. Ali Hassan Hamdan with distinction. Christina Jamil Hamdan with distinction. Jamil Diab Al-Hawari with distinction. Yasmin Diab Al-Hawari with distinction. Muhammad Fadi Hamdan. Muhammad Ali Hamdan. Muhammad Mahmoud Hamdan with high distinction. Jad Tali' Hamoud with high distinction. Antoine Harb. Hussein Adnan Harb with distinction. Umar Shakib Harb. Mike Gabi Harb with high distinction. Patrick Elia Harfouch with distinction. Ala Imad Al-Hariri. Ayman Yahya Al-Hashash. Aya Saad Al-Din Al-Hariri. Noor Abdul Salam Hasbini with distinction. Lu'ay Basim Hassan with distinction. Rawad Ziyad Hassan. Layla Muhammad Hassoun with distinction. Lina Muhammad Hassoun with distinction. Tar Ibrahim Hatoum. Omar Samil Faraj Al-Sudani. Saja Fuad Al-Hadi. Elisa Antoine Al-Hilo. Nicola Isam Al-Hilo. Sarah Muhammad Htait with distinction. Kareen Wasim Hushaimi. Ahmad Yusuf Hujayj with distinction. Omar Mahmoud Husami with high distinction. Ali Mudar Huwaiji. Salia Naji Ibrahim. Walid Ayman Ibrahim. Luigi Naji Irani. Michel Nadim Jordaq with distinction. Faris Omar Ismail. Hassan Saad Ismail with distinction. Abdul Rahman Saadallah Aitani with high distinction. Nizar Kamal Jabir with distinction. Iman Muhammad Kallam with distinction. Maryam Khalid Aitani with distinction. Muhammad Ali Khalil Aitani. Samir Jamal Aitani with distinction. Mahdi Amin Jabir with distinction. Marwan Muhammad Faiq Jalaluddin with high distinction. Jalal Ahmad Qaddura. Rawad Kamal Al-Jamal with distinction. Hadi Haytham Kanj. Ali Qasim Jammoul. Sarah Qasim Jammoul. Krista Maria Joseph Makhzoumi. Marwan Saeed Mahmoud Jannoun. Walid Abdullah Al-Jarudi with distinction. Zuhair Bilal Al-Jawish. Sofia Jimenez de la Torre. Murtada Yasir Faqih. Mustafa Hassan Ka'farani. Ali Ahmad Haidar. Ibrahim Hassan Qa'qur. Bilal Nazih Qabbani. Ali Abbas Qashmar. Khalil Fadi Kafrouni. Justine George Kassab. With distinction. Michel George Callas with distinction. Ralph Francois Qamar with distinction. Muhammad Jamil Kanj with high distinction. Mher Yervant Kaplanyan. John Rafiq Karam with distinction. Zaina Hussein Juni with distinction. Jennifer George Rizallah with distinction. Ralph Majid Deeb. Unsi Sari Hanafi. Suma Maher Qaturji.
سارة قاسم قعيق. عدنان خداج. علي حسن خليفي. شكري جوناثان سليم خليفي. ريان محمد خربطلي. أحمد توفيق بقاعي. أسامة عبد الكريم طه. طارق زهير خليل with distinction. جهاد جميل خاطر with distinction. شيرين علي خزعل. يارا عدنان دياب with distinction. أحمد تلفاح محمود. لميس عادل خير الله. مرسيل مانويل الخوري. مايا طنوس الخوري distinction. نديم شارل الخوري. يورغو فادي كليب. جود هشام الكيلاني. قمر لبيب القطب with distinction. ريا خليل قزح سكر with distinction. محمد همام اللادقي. كريم أحمد اللحام with distinction. سارة أنيس لحود with distinction. علي سمير لقيس. لين شرب اللطفي with distinction. عبير بيير معلوف with distinction. رالف بول معراوي. جيهان شوقي ماضي with high distinction. سارة شوقي ماضي. محمد يوسف مهدي. أحمد عصام محمصاني. محمد كريم نصري مجذوب. علي حسين ماجد. جاد فؤاد مخلوف with distinction. مارك يوحنا مكرزل. فاطمي نبيل مكي. وسام مكرم ملاعب. ماريا عامر المالكي. إبراهيم حسام الدين المصري. سليمان محمد المصري with distinction. كريستيان أنطوان مسعد with distinction. ملاك صلاح مازح. أنطوان نيكولا مصلي. جودة بهجة ميرزا. ميشيل مروان متري. يحيى عبد الفتاح نصري. أحمد ربيع منيمني. دانا عز الدين منذر with high distinction. إميل سمير معوض with distinction. رشا رشيد مبارك with distinction. علي محمود مخدر with high distinction. آية زاهر منذر. جيل بيير مسلم with high distinction. أحمد محمد الموسوي. سميرة حسن الموسوي حسين الموسوي عفوا. حسين منذر مزنر with distinction. أحمد وسيم المغربل with high distinction. ليلى نقول المر with distinction. طلال ميشيل المر. أمال نزيه نحلي. جيروم جوجان نجم with distinction. جان مارك بيير نمور. طارق زياد نصر الدين. عبد الكريم خلدون اسماعيل. جوزيف سليمان نصر with high distinction. هاي جو رامي نصار. فايز عقل نهرة with distinction. جوي جوزيف نصير. بروك عبيد with distinction. كارلا سركيس أوهنسيان with high distinction. عمر خالد عميش. مريم غازي عثمان. لين نديم عسيران. نادين شوقي رعد with distinction. باهي درويش الربيع. إميليان يوسف رجي with high distinction. ميكائيل أبي خير with distinction. سمير عصام رحال. وسيم عصام رحال. نادين فاروق رحال. فاطمة حسين رمضان with distinction. محمد رضا عامر رمال، محمد الجواد علي رمال، جوزيف أسعد الريس، سيرج فادي رشماني، دانيال عماد الريشاني، جيمس برنار رزق، كارل روبير رزق، ميريام إدمون رزق with distinction، هيفا شرب الروحانة with distinction، جوجاد جوزيف رفقة، رامي إلير روس distinction، فرح أحمد الرحيم with distinction، تالا حسان صعب with distinction، إدوار وليد سعد، كارل فيليب سعادي، مجد عمر كركلا with distinction، رتيب ماهر يحيى with distinction، نادين باسم السعدي، أحمد محمود الصباغ، زيد ناصر صباح، هبة أحمد صفي الدين، زهراء مالك الساحلي، ألكسندر سبيريدون سخة، ليا داني صقر with distinction، نور ناجي صليبة، كارل جان سلوم with distinction، سيرج رولان صومة عفوا، نديم ماهر سريدار، سيلينا سركيس with distinction، سعد الله نبيل سركيس with distinction، لارا مصطفى السيد صالح، باسيل باسم السيد، نور عصام الصايغ، جاد طارق شعبان، هاني حكمة سيف with distinction، ميشيل روجيه سمعان with distinction، لياس فرانسيس صفير، محمود محمد خالد شعبان، عمر علام نيازي شديد، أحمد بهجات شحرور، علي وائل شمس الدين، ريان سليمان شيا، ليال عثمان رمال with distinction، سامي أحمد سراج، رشاد منذر سلطان with distinction، بهية سائر سويدان، مصطفى عمرو طبارة، كارلا خلدون طالب، كريم أسامة طليع، إلي أنطوان تامر، ليانا علي تنير، كريستوف روجيه ترك، شربل سمير تنوري، لين لبيب الطويل، نور محمد بشير تذكرجي، مارك جورج تيريون distinction، أحمد محمد وحيدي، توما ناجي وكيم with distinction، مارك سهيل وهبي، ياسمين وسيم وهبي with high distinction، ناتالي ساندرا وهبي with distinction، محمد غسان اليمن، فاسيلي جان ياسمين، نور أندري برنار يزبك with distinction، رسلان وليد ياسين، نديم ماجد يتيم with distinction، علي حسين ياسين، شربل ميخائيل يزبك، وفاء خليل يحيى، ميرا شوكت زعبور with distinction، محمد عمار عبد الناصر جمعة شحادي، رامي جورج نصر، حسن توفيق حورية، زين العابدين سامي زهر with distinction، إبراهيم محمد زهران with distinction، إلسا رياض أبو شقرة، هالة كميل زهر، محمد جمال الزعني with distinction، رائد عطا زرقط، غسان فادي زغيب، محمد عصام عساف، candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science، إلي إبراهيم عساف مارتينيز سترينيغراد، بليندا فرانسيسكو بوريلو، أحمد محمود داوود، ليال سعيد حلاوي، فيليب داني زيادي، عمر جمال الحوت، دانا سعد أبو علي with high distinction، كارل جورج أيوب شعنين، محمد حسن صايغ. لما عصام الحلبي with distinction.
May I ask the Dean of the Faculty of Agriculture and Food Sciences, please come to the rostrum.
As Dean of the Faculty of Agriculture and Food Sciences, will the graduating students of the Nutrition and Dietetics Program and Nutrition and Dietetics Coordinated Program please rise? I shall now read to you the text of the Nutrition and Dietetics Profession's Oath, which I will ask you to accept by saying, I do. Will the faculty members of the Faculty of Agriculture and Food Sciences please rise? As a professional dietitian, nutritionist, I pledge to pursue and promote excellence, practice with integrity, empathy, and ethical conduct, contribute to the health and welfare of members of the community, respect and protect confidentiality of my clients without discrimination, support the principles and partnerships in the workplace, comply with all laws and regulations of the dietetics profession, support the advancement and dissemination of evidence-based nutrition knowledge and skills, engage in continuing education to further my profession, knowledge, and skills, and incorporate them in my practice. Do you so pledge? Please be seated. Mr. President, as Dean of the Faculty of Agriculture and Food Sciences, and on behalf of my colleagues of the faculty, I have the honor to present to you the graduates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Agriculture with Diploma of Ingenieur Agricole, the degree of Bachelor of Science in Agribusiness, the degree of Bachelor of Science in Food Science and Management, the degree of Bachelor of Landscape Architecture with a Diploma of Ingenieur Agricole, the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics, and the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics Coordinated Program. With all the graduates, please rise.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have completed all the requirements and welcome you to the Fellowship of Educated Women and Men.
I now call upon the graduates from the Faculty of Agriculture and Food Sciences to come to the stage. The first graduate will be the recipient of the Penrose Award from the Faculty of Agriculture and Food Sciences for 2019. Will Ms. Tara Rashid Kanj please come to the stage?
Sarah Rashid Kanj with distinction. Candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Diploma of Ingenieur Agricole, Abbas Marwan Shab, Gael Yusuf Aboud, Alisar Rafi Al Alam with distinction, Riwa Muhammad Asi, Omar Mazen Bahlawan, Jad Munir Shawani with distinction, Rawad Munir Shawani with distinction, Ghida Muhammad Dirani with distinction, Aya Atif Fardoon with distinction, عبد الحميد زهير حمدان with distinction. ناتاليا عمر الحريري. ريا مارك خوري الحلو with distinction, high distinction. ريمي ناجي متى with distinction. أحمد رامز عسيران with distinction. رالف جلبير رستم with distinction. سميح فضل الله صوفان. لارا حسين سجد with distinction. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Agribusiness. محمد بلال الشعار. محمد سمير شحرور. سامر فادي شحرور. شيرين عبد الرحمن الشيخ. أناستازيا رفيق ضو with high distinction. سامي فادي فاضل. طارق كمال الغضبان. آية سامر حموية. ظافر جاد الحسن. حسين علي أنديل with distinction. فرانسيس جوزيف الخوري. لما محمد علي الخجا. لين لؤي ملص. كريم عماد مغربي with وائل علي طباجة. لين عبد الرزاق طيارة. شو هاي؟ Candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Science, major Food Science and Management. ملك ماهر بيضون. لين سامي البرجاوي. رامي أكرم أبو حسن. مريم عاطف داغر. نصري حسن ظاهر حسين. لوسين طلال عيد. تمارا مأمون محمد حماد with distinction. ريتا إلي حاتم with distinction. زينة حسني الخطيب with distinction. محمد سليم إبراهيم كريدية. أليك رافين مسروبيان. كريم سليم المقدم. سنتيا عبدو ناظر with distinction. سارة حسن الراعي. كاتيا عصام راجح. ليال حسن سلمان. أحلام عباس ترشيشي. ندى أمين اليمن. جنان علي اليوسف. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Landscape, Architecture and Diploma of Engineer Agricole. سيرين محمد أبيض with distinction. فرح وفيق أبو غانم. رانيا عفيف بوسعيد with distinction. إبراهيم خليل دغيم. إبراهيم علي دهيني. حسين عادل غازي with distinction. تالا جمال الحج with distinction. آية أمين حمزي with distinction. هناء حسن إسماعيل. نيكول كلير جوزيف خوري. تيا ماريا ساسين مارون with distinction. نيبال عماد هلال مقطش. فرح شوقي عويدات. سارين ماري شاهان سمرجان with distinction. غيدة علي سبيتي with distinction. سارة معتز السمان with distinction. كارل فادي سلوان with distinction. جاد فادي سلوان with distinction. برافو هالإخوة. سمير هشام زينون. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science, major Nutrition and Dietetics. نسرين وحيد أبو عاصي. إليسار إياد أبو كامل. مروى وليد العرب with distinction. إنجريد إلياس أسود. ياسمين حسن بحري. نادين محسن بحسون with distinction. فاتن رجا عيد. ليا جوزيف إسايان. لما بسام الفطايري with distinction. فدا مهدي فنيش. ماريا جابي الهاشم. زينب مصطفى حمام. مايا محمود حمود with distinction. رمي لويس الحلو. زهراء نسيم الحوراني with distinction. مجد إياد الجردي. نورة صفوان صابوني. سارة حسين صفي الدين. لين محمد سمان. منيا حسن ساسو. يمنى بسام صيداني. حوري نوبار سفيان. يارا عادل ثمين. Candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Major Nutrition and Dietetics Coordinated Program. رزان سامي علامي. مريم علي دمشق. ليال فؤاد غملوش with distinction. ملاك أمين غزاوي with distinction. راشيل إدمون الهبر with distinction. مرام رياض اللحام. سارة عامر الخطيب with distinction. بيان عمار تبان with distinction. نادين نذير يوسف الفكهاني. مبروك.
May I ask the Dean for the Faculty of Health Sciences to please come to the rostrum.
Mr. President, as Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences and on behalf of my colleagues of the faculty, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Environmental Health, Bachelor of Science in Medical Laboratory Sciences, Bachelor of Science in Medical Audiology Sciences, and Bachelor of Science in Medical Imaging Sciences. Will all candidates please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have completed all the requirements and welcome you to the Fellowship of Educated Women and Men. Mr. Dean.
I now call upon the graduates from the Faculty of Health Sciences to come to the stage. The first candidate will be the recipient of the Penrose Award from the Faculty of Health Sciences for 2019. Will Ms. Leen Muhammad Al-Khatib please come to the stage?
Leen Muhammad Al-Khatib with distinction. Lara Nabil Abdullah. Lama Amir Ammar. Noor Subhi Asaf. Kareen Ilyas Baraki. Yara Fayyad Shakaroon. Vanessa Juliette Nassif Shawoul with distinction. Karl Ibrahim Daniel. Badriya Muhammad Diab with distinction. Maryam Nizar Fanous. Bara Muhammad Ghannam. Hala Hani Al-Haddad with distinction. Aline Anis Haidar Ahmad. Ahmad Mahir Al-Halabi with distinction. سلام محمد حلواني، أليس فادي حرب، ريم جمال حجاوي، حسين وليد الكعبي الزعبي، لينا عامر منصور with distinction، محمد عماد نحلاوي with distinction، نورهان محمد سعيد with distinction، سامي عبد الله صالح، هدى محمود تحيبش with distinction، جينا عامر زيد. Candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Medical Laboratory Sciences: Batul Ibrahim Abdel Sater, Lin Hussam Abu Hamzi, Zainab Marwan Awad with distinction, Amina Abdul Ghani Ayoub, Yasmin Hassan Al-Bsat with distinction, Maysa Salah Sha'lan, Zainab Hassan Dandash, Mabel Muhammad Al-Dannawi, Marwa Rabi' Faris, Laura Nasser Al-Halabi, Fatima Muhammad Al-Hallaq with distinction, Nadine Khudr Al-Masri, Fadila Abdul Wahab Mawas, Sarah Faiz Al-Miski, Ahmad Usama Saad, Lilian Imad Samad, Noor Abdel Nasser Al Samad, Marcel Safwan Shamsuddin with distinction, Miriam Omar Zuzu. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Medical Audiology Sciences: Mariana George Abdallah, Noor Khalid Al-Ayyubi, Malak Ali Dishari, Jana Muhammad Farhat, Zainab Hussein Fayyad, Tatiana Farah Al-Hajj, Manal Salim Hamdan with distinction, Leah Jean Hani, Sama Sakhr Fawaz Al-Khreisha with distinction, Suhad Ahmad Madhoun, Zainab Sadiq Tahir, Ghida Muhammad Suhail Arnous with distinction, Muhammad Fawzi Hussam Awad with high distinction, Ayman Abdul Karim Bahsoun with high distinction, Stephanie George Baltayan, Rula Yahya Itani, Lama Nadim Khairuddin with distinction, Ahmad Isam Al-Mughrabi with distinction, Rana Muhammad Al-Naggar, Suzanne Farid Saab with distinction, Jana Abdul Salam Al-Sakakini, Amelia Shakir Saqr with distinction, Rasha Hisham Wahab, Ahmad Wissam Zantout.
May I ask the Dean of the Sulaiman Ulayan School of Business to please approach the rostrum.
Mr. President, as Dean of Solomon S. Olayan School of Business, and on behalf of my colleagues, the members of the faculty of the school, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelors of Business Administration. Will all candidates please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have completed all the requirements and express the hope that your learning will lead you to advance knowledge in or enrich the practice of your chosen field.
And I now call upon the graduates from the Solomon S. Olayan School of Business to come to the stage. The first candidate will be the recipient of the Penrose Award from the Olayan School of Business for 2019. Will Miss Maria Shukri Kahali please come to the stage?
Maria Shukri Kahali, with distinction, Penrose Award. Noor Hussein Abadi, with distinction. Camille Yusuf Al-Abbas. Jojo Abdullah. Dana Walid Abdul Ghani. Karen Abdul Noor. Sarah Adib Abdu. Dana Nabil Abdul Samad, with high distinction. داليا زياد أبي عقر. لين بول أبو شقرة. آية نادر أبو كروم. ميشيل شوقي أبو مراد. أمين ناصر أبو نعيم. ضياء رفيق أبو عمر. رزان عامر أبو اسماعيل. لما عمران الأغر. مجيد غسان الأشقر. ميشيل رياض عقل. حسن حسين العقوم. جياد محمد عكرة, with distinction. طه رضوان علم الدين. ميرا نوال البسط. أجينور أنور علم الدين. سامي بلال عرقجي. جاد محمد علي. ناصر أحمد علي. جوزيف نبيل علام, with distinction. وليد أحمد عنتبلي, with distinction. ريان أسعد أنطونيوس. زينة جمال عون, with high distinction. فيكتور جوزيف عرمان. غيدة محمد عارفي. رائد حسيب عريضي. فرح محمد شاكر عرموش, with distinction. تينا زياد أرناؤوط. غنى أحمد عاصي. مريم هاني عودي, with distinction. سلطان رياض الأعور, with distinction. ياسمينة باسم عواضة. ياسمين محمد أيوب. لانا جميل أزهري, with distinction. إريك إدوار عزام. كريم عدنان البابا. محمد غسان البابا. أحمد محمود بدران, with distinction. هادي فواز بدران. ريان جورج بدران. هيا ماهر بحري, with distinction. حسن علي بركات, with distinction. يوسف هلال بسمة, with distinction. سارة بيير باسيل. تيفاني أمين بزرجي. جنى هشام بزي. جمال عبد السلام بدير. هراج هراج بدويان. شربل إلي بالجاني, with distinction. دينا بلمن. جوال حليم بشارة. نور هلال بيضون. مريم علي بيطار. محمد منيب بحصلي. ميسان فيصل بو علي. داني أسامة بو علوان. نور نزيه بو شاهين, with distinction. سامر الياس بو صعب. كارن شربل بولس. مريم كمال بستاني. نور أسعد شحرور. كريم لبيب الشماع. كورين راؤول الشرتوني. ساندرين ماريا نيكولا شديد. مالك محمد شهاب. عمر منير شهاب with distinction. سارة إليش ربية. شادي منير دقدوق. بشار مروان داوود. كمال وجدي ضو. حسين علي درويش with distinction. كاترين محمود دغيلي. يارا خلدون سليمان الديري. نور بهاء دياب الحركي. علي هاني دياب. آية بشر دياب. شربل ديبي with high distinction. حبيبي. ربيع وليد دمشقي. نسرين يوسف دومت. يارا أحمد دوغان. دينا رياض عيد. إيمان أنور عز الدين. ياسمين عدنان فضل الله with distinction. لين جهاد فيطروني with distinction. نهى خليل فخوري. عبد الله سليم فخر الدين. ميرا سليم فخر الدين. محمد رشيد فلحة. إلي جورج فرح with distinction. نور بسام الفتى. يحيى زكريا فرغل. حسن رياض فواز. يارا محمد فرحات with distinction. سارة أحمد المرضاع with high distinction. مية هاني فايد. ريا ميشيل فرنيني. عبد الهادي محمد فليفل. جيال ياس فارس with distinction. شيرين محمد السيد with high distinction. سارة علي فنيش. لورا بولس جبيلي. نور جورجيت نبيل جبرايل. لونا محمود غدار. نديم جورج غزال. تالا محي الدين الحشاش. علي حسين هاشم. كريستين جورج هاشم. ميشيل زياد حداد. عمر أسامة حديد. ياسمين شوكت يوسف هدمي with distinction. كريستوف الحج. هادي محي الدين حيدر. نور رمزي حيدر with distinction. رند مروان حيدر. رامي دريد الحجار. تمارا ياسر الحج with distinction. غيا عمر حلاب. مالك ناهد الحلبي. سمير نعيم سليم. دانا عاصي الحلاني. مريتا عاصي الحلاني. رواد سمير حماد. تمارا منيد حمود. ياسمينة وسيم سنو. شربل حنا. نادين أيمن الحركي with distinction. ميرا شريف هاشم. زينب جمال حسن with distinction. كنان هاني حسوني. حسام أنطوان هيكل. علي حسن حجازي. حسن غسان الحر. ليال عماد الدين حسري. تالا زهير الحوت with distinction. موريس نعمان إسحاق. برتران ريمون لوران جبر. كارل جورج جبر. ضحى عبد الحكيم جواد. ليال أحمد جواد. هلا خليل جودي. فادي كميل كنعان. محمود إيهاب قنواتي. أنطوني رفيق كرم. Larry Gabby Karam with high distinction. سارة طارق كرامي. سيرين جهاد القعصماني. محمد علي باسم قاسم with distinction. كندا علي قطنجي with distinction. ندى مصطفى قوام. إلي فادي قزان. علي محمد قدوح. سمر سمير خضرة. ليلى مية خالد. عمر مروان الخالدي. سوار مروان عبد اللطيف الخالد. علي حسن خليفي. ألين علي خليفي. زينب حيدر خليفي. لين إبراهيم خليل. لين عماد خليل. أحمد محمد الخطيب. محمد حسن الخطيب. محمد أحمد الخطيب. all combination. ماريانا خياط. أنطوني بسام أنطوني خوري. سارة جين أوهنس خوستكيان. هشام علي خريزات with distinction. رولا خالد كنيعو with distinction. دانا عبد الله كبيسي. ليا عبد الرحمن اللادقي. جويل جوزيف لحود with distinction. نور زياد مشقة with distinction. ربيع محمد ماضي. لين محمود مغنية. كريستيا فهد مجدلاني with distinction. كيفن ناجي مخلوف. ليا عادل مكتبي. علي حسن الملاح. دانا محمد منصور. رواد وفيق منصور. شيرين مازن خليل مقدح. شاكر عارف مرديني with distinction. أنطوان رفيق مارون. رامي محمد المصري. ماسا شمسي المولوي with high distinction. خديجة مظلوم. ملحم جورج ملحم. روي عدنان مرعب. طالع عارف اليوسف. سارة ماريا وسام مبارك. مريانا خالد مقلد. مروان أنطوان مكرزل. فراس محمد مروي with distinction. لارا جوزيف نهرة. لانا علام ناجي. عليا خالد نجار. ليا سهيل نجم. نور نزيه نصر الله. رزان عماد نصر الدين. سليمان صلاح نصر. مروان غسان ناصر. ياسمين حسان ناصر. فرح أحمد نصر الله. مايا كريستينا ميشيل نجيم. أحمد سامي عرابي. حازم أديب نور الدين with distinction. فواز خلدون السيد. جاد عبد الله عسيران. ريم علي عسيران with high distinction. ياسمينة لين الأنسي. جوال عثمان الأسطى. عبد الله إبراهيم شريف قواسمي. سارية محمد أسامة رباط with distinction. ندى مروان رشيد. ياسمينة جهاد رجب. بيتر إدوار راسي. رشا سامر روضة. جاد صلاح الريس with distinction. جاد جورج رزق الله with distinction. نور سامي رزق. جوني بيير رمحين. اليسار ربيع صبرة، رشاد عدنان صعب، جينيفر جوني سعد with distinction، ريتا خالد سعد، روي أنطوان سعد with distinction، جوزيف بول صباغ، سابين نبيل سعادي with high distinction، عبير سهيل صادق with high distinction، آية ياسر الصفدي، بيا بيير صغبيني، جويل غازي صقر، كريم سامي صالح، ريم كمال السالم، لين رائف صالحة، جبريل إبراهيم صليبي، نور فواز الشعلان، لين معتصم الشرابي، نور كمال الشيخ، هبة أحمد جمال سنو with distinction، نور حافظ سليمان، وسيم حافظ سليمان، تمارا نضال سليمان، جاد غازي سوبرا، طلال إبراهيم سويدان، طالة مازن الطباع، نبيل ناهد تدرس، فضل عباس طقش، مروان مأمون تقي الدين، مصطفى حسان طقوش with distinction، لينا فرج طرحيني، رزان بسام علي الترتير with distinction، أحمد مروان طيارة، ديان صوفي شارل طم with distinction، فادي جورج توما، جوليان ليس توما، فاليسا ماري وكيم، سندي الياس الوراق، كريم محمد وهبي، يارا علي وهبي with distinction، آلاء هيثم ياسين، هبة زياد حسني يونس، ناتالي حسن يونس، محمد علي زعرور، كريستينا جبران زيدان، عمر ناصر عارف زعترة، مسلم محي الدين الزايد، رامي راتب زين الدين، زينة فادي زين، زينة خليل زين، داليا نبيل زويني، ريم إسماعيل عبد الحسين، بيير جون زغزغي، ريم أسعد عطلة، علي غسان عبد الرحمن الشناعة with distinction، شفيق مازن ناصر، أرمان فؤاد هرند خضر لاريان with high distinction، ريم حسان المصري، ياسمين عماد الكردي،
Dear class of 2019, now I have the distinct pleasure of greeting all of you for the first time as alumni of the American University of Beirut. The road you have traveled during your years at AUB has been a demanding one, and you are to be congratulated for having successfully met the academic challenges of the most rigorous and outstanding university in Lebanon and in the Arab world. Some of you will be going on to careers in Lebanon or overseas. Others will be staying with us or going elsewhere for graduate education in higher degree programs. Wherever your travels take you, I wish you success in your careers, health and personal joy in your lives, and peace and fulfillment in your communities. At this point, I would like you, now that we're all here, to turn around and acknowledge the key role that has been played by your families. Stand up, turn around, and thank your parents, your husbands, your wives, your children, who've walked this road with you and who've contributed their financial means, their love, and their moral support. Your success is their success as well, and they are here to celebrate with you. Thank you, congratulations, and we are so proud of you. We can't wait to see what you're going to do. Now, as alumni, let's stay standing for the rendering of the University Alma Mater. Please sing along.
I now declare this commencement exercise at a close. Will all student graduates and the audience please remain in their places until the President and party have cleared the area? Mr. President, will you and your party please follow me?
Nino. No! You're beautiful. Empty spaces, what are we living for? Abandoned places, I guess we know the score. On and on, does anybody know what we are looking for? Show must go on. Show must go on. Yeah. Inside my heart is breaking. My makeup is flaking, but my smile still stays on. Come on. Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise playing in the street. Gonna be a big man someday. Got mud on your face, you big disgrace. Kicking your can all over the place. We will rock you. I wanna hear you say, we will rock you. You know. Again. I want to break free. I want to break free. I want to break free from your lies. You're so self-satisfied. I don't need you. I've got to break free. God knows. God knows. Is everybody feeling good tonight? Is everybody feeling good tonight? Ow! I feel good. I know that I should now. I feel good. I know that I wouldn't now. So good. So good. I want to chow. Ow! I feel nice. Like sugar and spice. I feel nice. Like sugar and spice. It's so nice. So nice. I had it, yo. Hey, guys. in my arms. You know that I'm in your arm now. When I hold you in my arms, you know that feels so great, and I feel good. I know that I wouldn't now. I feel good. I know that I would now.